Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Senate begins debate on Parliamentary Elections Amendment Bill 2025. Plus, a family demands answers after an alleged police-involved stabbing leaves a 25-year-old injured. And the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini addresses dredging concerns.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the government of the Bahamas is advising the public that messages circulating on WhatsApp, social media, and certain websites claiming that cabinet ministers and senior officials are named in a U.S. indictment are completely false. In a statement released today, officials stress that these claims are fabricated and have no basis in fact. Citizens are urged not to share such messages, but instead to verify information with trusted unofficial sources. The government notes that during periods of heightened political activity, false stories and misinformation tend to spread more rapidly. To address this, a rapid response unit has been established to quickly verify facts and correct misinformation. The safest way to ensure accuracy, officials say, is to rely on official government statements and reputable news organizations. In other news, the Parliamentary Elections Amendment Bill 2025 is one step closer to becoming law as senators took up the bill that officials say is an opportunity to complete what was started by the former administration and further modernize the voting process. Our Cleopatra Murphy has the details.
Debate on the Parliamentary Elections Amendment Bill 2025 began in the Senate Wednesday morning, led by Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder, who stressed the legislation will not change the voting process, but provides the legal framework to introduce a biometric parliamentary election register and biometric voters registration card. He adds the country has been criticized by the Organization of American States and other election monitors that have criticized the use of paper voters' cards.
While they do commend the Bahamas for its ability to peacefully conduct elections and the credible outcomes of our elections, they have also expressed serious concern, Mr. Chair, about the way we manage our electoral process. They have noted time and time again, report after report, that our current system remains manual, outdated, and prone to error.
Importantly, Pinder says the parliamentary commissioner supports the intended modernization.
It is the considered view of the parliamentary commissioner that the biometric card will greatly assist the parliamentary registration department in eliminating duplicate registration, errors in the register, and identity of fraud at the point of registration.
Senator the Honorable Michaela Barnett Ellis says the bill moves what the Minnis administration started forward, but lacks certain protections, suggesting the public has reason to be suspicious over the timing of the bill, urging delaying the legislation until the new Data Protection Act is enacted.
Modernizing elections is not just a technical exercise. It's about confidence. If voters believe that the system is vulnerable to abuse, whether through hacking, political interference, or misuse of data, they will lose faith in the integrity of the vote, and that is dangerous to democracy.
Senator the Honorable Kirkland Russell says the legislation is intended to safeguard trust and electoral integrity.
This is indeed a moment to renew public trust, to show that democracy in the Bahamas is not static. No, it's alive, evolving, and responsive to the needs of the Bahamian people.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Just one station.
A A 25-year-old man is recovering in hospital after an alleged stabbing involving police officers at a local club. The incident has left the young man's family deeply concerned, and tonight his mother is speaking out, questioning the actions of law enforcement officers.
The officers that did that to my child need to be held accountable. Because if they had a servant to protect, they wasn't serving to protect that night.
A night out with friends quickly turned devastating for 25-year-old Franklin Alcenor as a result of an alleged stabbing incident. His mother, expressing deep concern, alleges that he was stabbed by police officers on Saturday, August 9th at a local establishment, but was never placed in the daily police briefings. Jean is questioning how the situation escalated to such a violent level, leaving her son hospitalized.
Him and a couple friends went out. So the two friends, they reached there first. And one of the friends, the security wouldn't let them in the gate. So they had a big blowout. At the time, my son wasn't there yet. He just did pull up.
According to Jane's mother, her son Franklin witnessed one of his friends allegedly being beaten by police. When he stepped in to help, the situation quickly escalated, leading to the alleged stabbing.
He went to help, and the next guy who was with them said that he must see had a cup in the hand. He must see throw the cup at one of the officers.
Franklin's mother also alleges that when his friend found him, a police officer was on top of him, beating and stabbing him. But the ordeal didn't end there. As a result of his injuries, Franklin was rushed to the hospital. Shortly after, she says she received a call from a friend tipping her off about what had happened.
He came to my window and said that Franklin was arrested. I was sleeping. And I wake up, I say, arrested? He said, yeah. Then after that, then the hospital called me and said, is this Franklin, Mom? I said, yes. Say, Franklin is in the hospital.
Jane says she is currently grieving the loss of one of her sons and notes that this experience has deeply scarred her. She questions why her son was treated in such a violent manner.
If the young man didn't run there and stop him, he could have killed my child. And then I would have been burying another child because I already lost a child already.
Franklin remains in the hospital recovering from surgery. RZNS News reached out to the Raw Bahamas Police Force for a comment on the matter and was told it remains under active police investigations. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
After a year-long effort to improve street safety across the island, Bahamas Power and Light has confirmed the completion of an extensive street light installation program in Abaco. The initiative, which began in 2024, aims to enhance visibility and public safety by installing new street lights in key communities throughout the island. This, according to Chief Operating Officer Anthony Christie.
Extensive street lighting program the last year, so we have gotten funding. We have many street lights for Family Islands, New Providence that have been dispatched, and more than enough to cover the site. So there was exercises to date that were completed installation in many places.
PPL officials also noted that when street light outages occur, crews work to resolve the problem as quickly as possible.
We get calls often that we need a street light replaced here, that there's an outage, and we immediately address that. But street lighting, that is being addressed actively. I just came from a warehouse today where we had enough street lights to cover many areas, and they're going to be dispatched as needed. But if there's a concern or we have an issue, that street light will be replaced for sure.
The Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Kingsley Smith, has issued a statement addressing concerns over ongoing dredging on the Northern Island. Concerns, he says, were brought to his attention by a number of residents. In the statement, Smith assured constituents that he takes the matter seriously and has been actively investigating. Upon receiving the complaints, he contacted the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources and was advised that the developer has obtained all necessary permits from the Department of Environment environmental planning and protection for what is described as a beach enhancement program. These permits remain valid through the project's completion. Smith added that a Bahamian environmental compliance manager is on site to ensure all regulations are followed. Now, on the issue of public access, the MP said he spoke directly with the developer, making it unequivocally clear there must be no restrictions at any time for any reason, calling it a non-negotiable matter. He pledged to monitor the situation closely and hold the developer accountable to that commitment. Smith concluded by thanking residents for their vigilance, adding that his priority will always be the people of West Grand Bahama and Bimini, and vowing to stand up and speak out whenever issues arise that could negatively impact them.
And still to come.
West End's annual Fish Fry Festival brings fun and flavor to kids before the start of back-to-school season. We'll have that story plus sports highlights when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
The 2025 NACAC Track and Field Championships are coming to Freeport August 15 through 17. Athletes from across the region will compete at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex in 3 days of non-stop action. Follow NACAC Athletic Championship on Facebook and Instagram. Tickets are available at nacac2025.bahamasloc.com. Take your business to another level with Flamingo Bahamas Discount Saving Network. Get free TV and radio ads, local and international exposure. For more information, log on to www.flamingobahamas.com.
It's back to school and back to savings at Bellevue Business Depot. 20% store-wide sale until September 13th on cash and credit card purchases. Spend $50 or more to enter to win a laptop. Drawing and sale ends September 13th.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. For the second year, the West End Down Home Fish Fry Festival treated a number of children down in West End to some good eats and wholesome fun as they get ready to head back to the classroom. Their second annual back-to-school giveaway took place on the grounds of West End Primary School, where some of the top students were granted gift certificates, and each child was presented with a backpack filled with supplies. CEO Richard Johnson shares why the back-to-school giveaway holds a special place in his heart.
Today we actually have food galore. They have some of the good treats, candy cone, and we have hot dogs or burgers. We have also food for the adults. We also have entertainment by Little Joe Cartwright band. We also was able to ensure that some of the honor roll students will get a gift certificate at the Clark store. We would ensure that the less fortunate kids will also have uniforms for school, and so the full works, books, pencil, rulers, crayon, sharpeners, you name it, we have it.
The West End native thanked all sponsors and stakeholders that helped in making the giveaway a success. He also vows to ensure that the community is assisted in any way he can.
This is my stomping grounds. I started here, my early education, and so it's home for me. I would like to always be an example for those who are out there
don't forget where you come from, where you start from. Be an inspiration, support, give back. We want to also thank our sponsors who have been able to assist us in a great way. The patrons of the event, the donors, the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama, many corporate sponsors, persons who don't want to be called, but obviously they give back. And so we will continue to find out, what the school needs, how can we be a system, whether it's an air condition, whether it's help with transportation, whatever. We will be there. We will be the big brother.
Well, tonight in part 3 of our Grand Bahamas Now Fully Fiberized series, we focus on service delivery from a technical perspective, what this new fiber reality really means for users, faster speeds, more reliable connections, and a big value. Is done. The fiber is in place. Now it's go time for BTC's service delivery team, the boots on the ground force behind the major upgrade. Their mission, get customers connected fast, and once a resident says yes, installation happens in 2 days or less.
We check in the morning, get our work done, plant your day, and you can go from there. So, you get all your equipment you're gonna need, get in contact with the customer, make sure that they're available for your install, and get them up and running.
Even with smooth planning, issues sometimes come up. When they do, it all starts with a thorough inspection of the fiber lines, checking for any breaks or bends that might cause problems.
Then I go into the house or the business and I check the ONT, where we plug the fiber into. And if I notice that there isn't any signal coming to it, I check the pole. If the pole is damaged or the port that we're feeding from is damaged, I call the network team and they come out in a responsible response time. And then if that's not the problem, or if it's just an internal or a computer-related problem, I call flow support or dispatch to help me bring up the services.
And follow-ups are just as crucial. Many customers are new to the new technology, and BTC's teams don't just install. They take the time to guide and support, ensuring everyone feels confident with their new service.
Sometimes you install a Flow TV, and the customer has a Fire Stick. So you have to still show them how to switch between the two. So you want to do, but majority of the time, most of the customers, once we call them, they have our number. So if they have any questions, in turn they call us, they'll call and say, Mr. Sanders, I don't understand this. So sometimes, either we have to go and explain it to them, or we can just do it over the phone.
For Kyle, a splice and connect technician, seeing firsthand how fiber transforms the way people work, learn, and live is the best part of the job.
Seeing the customers' faces once they receive their services always brings a joy to me.
And the work doesn't stop here. As more homes come online, the real test is how fiber is changing daily life for its users. So what do customers really think? Stay tuned. In the next segment, we take you inside their journey, hearing from residents across Grand Bahama on how fiber is making a difference in their lives. To look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
It's a busy weekend for track and field. NACAC championships Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so Team Bahamas is here. In fact, a few of them on the plane right now, headed this way. I saw Turks and Caicos. I saw some athletes from different countries. And so it's going to be a busy weekend in track and field. Hope to see you out there.
Definitely.
Hope to see you out there.
And it definitely sounds exciting. Jay, Val, sports is up next after this commercial break.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose. Crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
It's back to school and back to savings at Bellevue Business Depot. 20% store-wide sale until September 13th on cash and credit card purchases. Spend $50 or more to enter to win a laptop. Drawing and sale ends September 13th.
Clearview Glass and Windows Repairs, Freeport trusted name since 2006. This August, get 10% off all windows screen. Give them a call today at 352-7694 or 826-7509. The choice is clear with Clearview.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Topping Sports. The NACAC Senior Area Track and Field Championships is set to begin Friday at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. The majority of the athletes from Team Bahamas are in town ready for competition. Terrence Jones Jr. and Wanya McCoy is scheduled to compete in the men's 100 and 4x1 relay, while three-time Olympian veteran sprinter Anthony Strong will run the women's 200 meters.
My first time competing here since 2019, so it's like the expectation is just to go out there, have some fun, get the people to show, you know. But so far, it's been as good as it could be for right now, you know. You have limitations with the body, so just working through that, trying to get back healthy. But other than that, training's been going good. Trying to get sharp.
I'm planning to compete in the 200 meters here, and I actually feel way better physically. I've been doing some treatment in Nassau, and it's been going pretty well. And also, due to how I competed at trials, it also let me know that I'm in way better shape and position than what I thought I was in. Even though the pain was a little bit iffy for me, my body clearly is responding well to the races. Right now, I am in the quota for the World Championship, so technically I am a part of the team quota-wise, but I am trying to get the standard on time just because I don't want to go into World Champs if it ain't button on what times that I could achieve. I want to actually be able to put it down in a race and say, well, at least I know this is the minimum of what I could do. I don't want to go there and just surprise myself to say, well, I thought I would have done better, but I actually didn't.
I compete in the 100 and the 4x1. Individually, I feel as though I could run what I need to qualify to go to Worlds, which is 10 flat, but I want to run 9, to be honest. And 4x1, we want to run as fast as possible to qualify the 4x1. Then have a team there for the first time since, I think, 2017. So, yeah, and we're also trying to break the national record and win. Because, you know, we for our home crowd, so you know we got to put on a show. I started training 2 months ago, June 1st, because I've been out with an injury all year. So it was tough coming back, but like before trials, I started feeling like my normal self again. So hopefully this meet shows that I can do what I needed to do. I ran quite fast at trials, but I can run way faster.
The athletes were asked if there was any added pressure competing in front of the home crowd.
I ain't gonna lie, a little bit, yeah. And plus, my old man live here too, so it's been the first time maybe get to see me run on home soil, so yeah.
Slight pressure, but you know, without pressure, the competition won't be as sweet. So it's just more or less just handling that, but I would say the pressure is not really as good as the excitement.
Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Located in Hannah Hill, 8 Mile Rock, Faith Christian Academy is now open for registration for the new school year 2025-2026. Come grow with us in a great environment for learning. Register today, do not delay. Call the number 439-0130 or 348-2592.
The 2025 NACAC Track and Field Championships are coming to Freeport August 15 through 17. Athletes from across the region will compete at the Grand Bahamas Sports Complex in 3 days of non-stop action. Follow NACAC Athletic Championship on Facebook and Instagram.
Tickets are available at nacac2025.bahamasloc.com.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Join us for City in Motion, your inside look at the people, progress, and possibilities shaping the city of Freeport. Each week, we bring you the stories behind the movement. Highlighting how the Grand Bahama Port Authority is leading with purpose.
Our desire is to connect Bahamians with the opportunities that's right in front of them.
This is City in Motion.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your number one team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The Sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are Sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the national report, Tropical Storm Erin expected to graze our islands, but meteorologists say the 45 miles per hour storm poses no direct threat. We've got the latest coordinates, plus the parliamentary elections amendment bill passed in the upper chamber today. Hear what it means for the electorate. And just how crucial is paternity leave for fathers of newborns? We hear from mothers. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. In a matter of hours, Tropical Storm Erin is expected to intensify and is predicted to move towards warmer waters, allowing it to strengthen into a Category 3 hurricane late into the weekend. The slow-moving storm has already killed about 7 people due to intense flooding caused by severe thunderstorms in the Cabo Verde Islands. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in the Weather Center with the latest on Erin and its potential impact in the Atlantic. Good evening, Basil. Where's Tropical Storm Erin right now?
Good evening, LaDawn. Well, first of all, let me tell you, Erin has intensified over the last 6 hours. Is now packing winds of some 50 miles per hour. And as of 5 o'clock this afternoon, Erin was located some 1,200 miles to the east of the northern Leeward Islands, which is just about here. It is moving towards the west at about 17 miles per hour. So we have seen a reduction in the forward speed, and that is necessary for it to make that turn towards the north. So we'll continue to monitor this system right through Friday, and by Friday, we'll be in a better position to say whether or not we will get any kind of impact from this. But based on all of the computer models, or the majority of the computer models, they're all suggesting that that turn will take place well before it reaches the Bahamas, which is certainly good news. But if you look at this cone, we still remain right on the outer edge of that southern flank of the cone, and that is the Turks and Caicos Islands right about there. So we'll watch this very, very closely and keep you posted of its progress.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Well, Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, received a detailed update on the country's preparation for Tropical Storm Erin from the Disaster Risk Management Authority and its stakeholders at the Office of the Prime Minister this morning. According to Managing Director Erin Sargent, the Prime Minister was briefed about the possibilities of the storm's impact on the country over the next few days.
While the storm is in its early stages, we are anticipating to get further details from the Department of Meteorology over the next few days as to the potential impacts, if any, to the Bahamas. Additionally, we would have briefed Prime Minister on the shelter availability, shelter capacities throughout the country, noting where there may be challenges that exist, noting the plans of the authority in its response in terms of evacuations and whether evacuation orders would be needed. Additionally, we provided the Prime Minister with updates as it relates to our national disaster readiness exercises that started in June, which then segued into the regional disaster readiness exercises that culminated last week in Abaco.
The Bahamas Power and Light remaining vigilant amidst reports that Tropical Storm Erin is headed for the Caribbean. Now, while meteorologists predict it will not make a direct hit, BPL Chief Operating Officer Anthony Christie says the company is still taking precautionary measures.
We see Hurricane Erin approaching. We anticipate by Sunday we'll know exactly what is going to happen to it, whether it's going to turn or come more toward the south. And again, our teams are just bracing themselves and making sure that they're able to respond to any incident that impacts them, flooding or pole damage or otherwise. So yeah, we have our managers every day or every week would update me in regard to that. As a storm approaches, we tend to up the protocol in terms of the meetings and making sure the resources are available. New Providence will indeed support all of the islands as needed in order to make sure that when we do have an impact, we're able to bounce back or restore as quickly as possible.
And not to be caught off guard, Christie says BPL is partnering with other organizations like the Disaster Risk Management Authority and BTC to ensure the safety of residents.
We would make sure we have enough spares and equipment available. Of course, all the generation capacity or units should be online. We did extensive work in the southern Bahamas the last month. We would have installed over 70 poles in Inagua, meaning we replaced old or rotten poles. We have done extensive pole replacements in Abaco and different islands as needed. Tree trimming is ongoing. We've made sure equipment is on the ground. A lot of new trucks and fleet are there to support reinforcement of the T&D network.
About 1,428 illegal firearms encased today at the Royal Bahamas Police Force Training College in Oaksfield. The act made possible due to the Mines Advisory Group, CARICOM Impacts, and the U.S. Embassy, and who donated a specialized gun encasement machine. This latest donation marks a significant step in removing firearms off our streets. Here's Vaughn Aubrey.
Weapons seized by police were placed in a reinforced pit and permanently encased in Oaksfield. The Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, stating that the act is both literal and symbolic.
Well, it's about ending the life cycle of a firearm. A firearm comes into being by creation. It can be illicitly trafficked, it could be used in crime, or in some of these cases, it could be used in the ordinary course of law enforcement. Well, to terminate the life cycle, you not only destroy it, but you have to, as you see there, encase it in concrete so that it could never ever live again in any way.
Recently, police arrested a number of young men found with AK-47 rifles. Authorities say cases like that indicate a disturbing trend involving young individuals and high-powered assault weapons.
Prime Minister has also sent out a clarion call recently. We need cooperation from the Bahamian public. As he expresses it, if you know your son has a gun, if you know somebody may be coming to kill your son, that may bring death to your doorstep. And so you should be telling the police where you know of these firearms existing. Because it's all well and good. Somebody may come for your son and you may find yourself crying for him in the road. But what is worse, and what has happened here already, is somebody comes for your son and you are in the car.
Underscoring their commitment to public safety, the Minister of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, and senior officials including Defense Force Commodore Floyd Moxey and Kimberly Furnish, U.S. Chargé d'Affaires, witnessed Wednesday's encasement. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Vaughn Aubrey.
Thanks a lot, Vaughn. Well, police are also tonight investigating a shooting that has claimed the life of a man in his early 20s. The incident unfolding just before 5 this afternoon along Lexington Avenue off Wolf Road in the Coconut Grove area. Police say the man, who is a resident, was standing in front of another residence when he was approached by the occupants of a Japanese vehicle who opened fire, forcing him to run for safety. He made it a short distance and eventually collapsed in bushes off the road, where he later succumbed to those injuries. Police have also confirmed that the deceased was being electronically monitored for a serious offense. The police and defense force officer named in the United States indictment accusing them of providing sensitive law enforcement information to drug traffickers, protecting them from investigation and arrest, and helping them with the logistics of moving massive shipments of cocaine from Colombia through the Bahamas and into the United States did indeed have their day in court. Felicity Darville is following the case and has this update.
ZNS News has reported on the agonizing wait for Chief Superintendent Elvis Nathaniel Curtis, former Chief Petty Officer Darren Roker, and others as they sit in the Brooklyn Federal Prison known as the Metropolitan Detention Center. The prison is said to be rife with issues from unsanitary conditions and extensive lockdowns to overcrowding now that it's packed with ICE immigration detainees as well. But the latest reports reaching our newsroom on Wednesday morning indicate that Curtis and his co-accused did have the opportunity to appear before Judge Gregory H. Woods on Tuesday. It was a status conference for Elvis Nathaniel Curtis, Darren Alexander Roker, William Simeon, Ulrich Jean-Baptiste, and their Colombian co-accused, Luis Fernando Orozco Toro. Curtis was present in the New York Southern District Court along with his counsel Joshua Stevens. Roker was present with an attorney he retained himself, Martin L. Roth. Simeon was present with court-appointed counsel Valerie Gottlieb. Jean-Baptiste with court-appointed counsel Benjamin Silverman. Defendant Orozco Toro was not present due to a production oversight, but his court-appointed counsel David Tuger was present. Orozco Toro did appear before Judge Woods today. The court directed all parties to be prepared to propose a schedule for motions, hearing, and trial at the next status conference. That conference is scheduled to take place on October 24th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. Time is excluded from the speedy trial clock through that date for all defendants in the interest of justice. Court reporter Chris Sellen confirmed that all named defendants will continue being detained at MDC Brooklyn until their next status conference, which should bring some real movement to their case. This is a case we will continue to follow. Felicity Darville for the Bahamas Tonight.
Thanks a lot, Felicity. Reporters asked Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, about the U.S. court case involving those Bahamian law enforcement officers, now that their case will be heard later this year.
The only interaction between them and the government would be that as Bahamian citizens in custody in the U.S., they're entitled to consular support from the Bahamian consulate, just as Americans in custody here are entitled to consular support. It is not a matter that involves the Bahamas government, other than they are our citizens and we have to give them consular support to make sure their detention is fair, and that's it. But that's not something for the U.S. government to keep us apprised of.
False, made up, and have no basis. That's how the government is branding social media messages indicating that cabinet ministers and senior officials are a part of a United States indictment. The government's false information alert verified that when there is an increase in political activity, their rapid response unit quickly checks what's true and sets the record straight. The government urges the public not to share this message and to retrieve news directly from official statements and reputable news outlets. And still to come, the Senate passes an important bill. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Hi, I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in.
Introducing the Doritos Kentucky Chicken Sandwich, a delicious combination of KFC's juicy original recipe extra large filet, stacked with real Doritos nacho cheese chips for a loud cheesy crunch in every bite. It's bold, it's crunchy, and it's only $8.95. KFC and Doritos, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
You're looking at a shot of Utopia of the Seas, one of the largest cruise ships in the world that calls on Nassau. That shot courtesy of drone pilot Kyson Miller. No final word yet on when the Boundaries Commission will unveil any changes to the country's constituency boundaries. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis told reporters yesterday, though, that he's pleased with some of the boundary recommendations already being made.
The chairman is reviewing it, and we don't think we'll get to it until we have a better understanding of how the register would look. And so he's still working on it.
Senators debated and passed the Parliamentary Elections Amendment Bill 2025 in the upper chamber Wednesday. The legislation will modernize the country's electoral process. Here's Fern Carey.
Attorney General Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder opened debate on the Parliamentary Elections Amendment Bill 2025. The legislation supports the introduction of biometric voters' cards and the biometric parliamentary elections register. It brings the Bahamas in line with global trends towards a more secure and modern elections. Senator Pinder stressed that the legislation speaks to voter registration only and does not have any bearing on physical voting or the tabulation of election results.
We envision that this system will be fully complete and rolled out, and biometric cards and a digital registration system will be in place as of January of 2026. I think it's important to note, Mr. Chair, this is an important piece of information, that approximately 80% of the registered voters have an e-passport, which contains the biometric data of your photograph and fingerprints of the passport holders.
The Attorney General says since this biometric information already exists in e-passports, voters will just have to consent to a smooth transfer of their data to the biometric cards. The legislation also paves the way for more flexibility and efficiency in conducting general elections.
Proposed amendments to sections 32 and 35 of the Act will provide the Parliamentary Registration Department adequate time to prepare for the advanced poll and the general election once Parliament has been dissolved. Consequently, the Parliamentary Registration Department has been challenged, as I said, to facilitate the conduct of these elections in the mandated time frame. In fact, they will tell you that it's not the actual internal mechanics of the department that's the challenge. It's some of the physical characters, such as printing the ballot.
Senator Pinder also indicated that the Data Protection Act will be enacted before the anticipated rollout of the biometric framework and will especially address biometric data and data protection. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
In her contribution to the debate on the Parliamentary Elections Amendment Bill 2025, Opposition Senator Michaela Barnett Ellis agreed that the measures will align the Bahamas with global best practices. However, she expressed concern about introducing major technical changes before general election.
We see the PLP trying to fast-track a system that will collect our most sensitive personal data without first showing in black and white how it will be protected, without having in black and white legislation that the will to adequately protect it.
In the upper chamber, after debating and passing the Parliamentary Elections Amendment Bill and the Segregated Accounts Company Bill 2025, the legislation modernizes the country's corporate regime while ensuring that the financial services sector maintains its competitive edge in the global market. Attorney General Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder led off debate on the bill.
Many of the suggested revisions in this bill come about due to restructuring opportunities because of domestic tax law changes in key markets of the financial services industry, such as Brazil. The thought is that with the introduction of these flexible restructuring and structuring opportunities, we can see an influx of SACs into our jurisdiction. re-domiciled from other competing jurisdictions and financial centers, and to take advantage of the new provisions that we are placing in law today.
In supporting the bill, Leader of Opposition Business Senator the Honorable Darren Henfield suggested that public-private entities that are funded by the government should be held to the same standard as international companies.
And we have a number of them that just come every year. As I sat in the cabinet, I saw it. Come every year and asking for additional finances and additional funding to do what they do. And some of them are too big to fail. But they are required to be audited. And we don't see any audits forthcoming from many of these institutions, who seem to act sometimes like the government is just a bottomless well that you can just come to and take public funding from.
This portion of the news brought to you by folk called Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you want on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
There's no doubt that the presence of working moms is considered most vital in their newborn's first year. But what about working dads? Is theirs equally as important? Instead of garnering feedback from fathers, in this week's Health Matters, Danielle Dean put a spin on things and got this reaction from mothers.
Maternity leave is at the forefront of the Ministry of Labour's deliberations right now, and whether 3 months is a long enough time off for mothers. But a very important component in the family structure is the father. What about him? Here's mother of one, Nadia Mackey's opinion.
3 months is fine, or even where the lady, if she goes back to work, he is there to be with the child for a certain amount of time as well. So that's what I think about it.
According to former Director of Labour, Robert Ferguson, as far as the law goes, there is no allowance for paternity leave at all. Only unpaid family leave. And in the Bahamas, more than 70% of children are born to single mothers. Some companies and corporations allow paternity leave even if the parents do not live together. Leah Harris, also a mother, supports paternity leave.
Certain jobs don't even give paternity, so
I feel as though they should be there at least 3 months with them too. They don't have to stay the full 6 months, but the help and the support is needed in the beginning. So I feel as though it's fair. They need it too.
Kimberly admits the pressure new mothers take on can at times be too much to handle alone.
Definitely feel like fathers should get more time off because a lot of pressure is on the mom, and then you have some mothers who deal with postpartum depression. And like I mentioned before, a lot of persons don't have that help. So if the father is able to take that time off, it'll be a less burden on the mother.
Ato Comey, a U.S. resident, advocates for workplace equality, saying there are men like him who are married and want to be there for the initial stages of their children's lives and want to protect their wives, and could use paternity leave to do it.
I'm a man, but I have children, and I see what women go through after childbirth. So it's always, I don't know if you have democracy here, excuse my ignorance, but you, the voters, your thumb is what you use to bring about laws.
Comey offering a non-native perspective and endorsing the idea that yes, fathers too want and need time from work to bond with mother and child. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight with Health Matters, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, Milena joins us live for a sneak peek of Access Now. Milena, what's happening?
Well, Ladon, there are two things I'm pretty excited about. Number one, we have a recap of the High Rock Sea Fest. You know I love to hear anything from my home island of Grand Bahama.
Yeah.
And we also have a new fresh face in here tonight because Basil Dean has brought along one of his cadets, Felice Jones. So she's going to be helping bring us the weather tonight. So we can't wait to see that too.
All right, so stay close. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report continues right after this.